Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are today with the Ballistix UK Masters. We are up into the semi-finals, second and final best of three of tonight. I'm here again with Harry, sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am here with Hugo. We
it
are
doesn't work.
fresh
I just did that joke.
out of. Oh, okay.
We're fresh out of Twiglets, but we're into, of course, this best of three between UCGL and Enraged eSports. Obviously, first map going to be Cash, as you can see on your screen. UCGL took the knife round there, in a 1v1 actually. And not to go for the CT side, this is UCGL's map pick. Second map will be Cobble, picked by Enraged, and third, if needed, will be Mirage, guys. So that's going to be our lineup for tonight, and it's going to be an interesting one, I think. Enraged been showing a dominating performance, going through in the group stages with a 2-0 scoreline. UCGL, however, not even qualifying for the event, but in fact invited after another team backed out last minute, Frag. So UCGL actually making it out of groups despite not even qualifying for the event with a 2-1 scoreline there in second place of their Group A. And of course, Enraged going to be 2-0ing their group. So we've got a real demon here versus an underdog. And UCGL been fiddling around with their lineup, been swapping in and out players. So they may have a bit of an issue with that, of course. And Enraged, very solid lineup, obviously playing together for a while, so that's going to be a bit of an advantage to them, I can imagine. They're going for the triple boost up mid as well, Fletch splitting in through A main with the bomb on under as well, so this is going to be the full take as we can see it. Hawk holding off middle, but the smoke is going to be in the way, and you can see the A site's completely clear. We're just going to see UCGL playing for the retake right now as Enraged make their way up onto the site, getting full control. Bomb will be going down as well. It's a 5-on-5 retake with only 13 points of damage already this whole round, so really not much engaging from either side, and UCGL just getting all their team together before they go for this full retake, and they're just going to charge straight in. Absolute full aggression here, right back towards the back of the site. Going to be peeking out. Bit of a challenge coming into play, but he will get dropped there by Rev, and now we're into a 4 versus 5, and UCGL have a chance to come back into this round. Hawk needs to find this bomb though. He does get on it, and he's going for the defuse, but Fletch will be spraying him down, drops him there, and Mansus will be coming back in. So it's down to a 2v2, but the time is ticking away. He needs to stick this bomb. Wackel committing to the defuse, but under doing good work. We'll pick up the last 2 kills there, and Enraged, they're going to take that as a 1-0 scoreline on that pistol round.
Yeah, can't fault the idea of playing for a retake there, but I mean, when you allow them that much control of the site with no contention whatsoever, they can just plant for a main like we saw, and when all your players are coming in from one stacked location, it does become very easy to defend. So going into this round, we're seeing a little bit of a force coming out from UCGL as they do buy a few pistol armors. Nothing on Waggle or Rev, as I imagine that's going to be the AWP buys. No, just gonna, try to save their money, try to keep things going. Inside mid, Glenn's gonna open things up as he does get that kill on a spat. JCB finds one on the Rev. Now it's a 3 versus 5 so early on in the round. Barely 30 seconds have passed, and already Enraged in a very, very good place. And, key right now, they're still not storming ahead. They're still playing things nice and slowly. They don't want to lose even a single person to the UCGL force buy.
Yeah, of course, that could be a huge issue. They do want to save as much economy as they can. They're doing a very good job of it so far. Right back being the only one even tagged up, but he's done a fair bit of damage down to Mansus as well, so it's not like it's all a one-way street, and he's finally going to pick up that kill, and Hawk and Waggle remain last 2. But this is interesting because Waggle's just playing for the bait player, and Hawk can just trade him out. But Ryback instead just going to be rushing onto the site. Will get dropped there, so finally Enraged shoots a player, and AK will be grabbed there on the one side, and Waggle will be able to save that. Oh, sorry, Galil will be able to save that if need be, and Hawk just over and upper, trying to save his armor. Of course, he hasn't received any damage, so he will be able to buy up head armor next round if need be, but I can imagine he will be going for the save either way and try and attempt some exits here as JCB makes his way onto the site. This is good because they know the default save spot on this map is squeaky, so he can be sure that some players will be pushing him from that area, and he will buy that player towards quad, I can imagine. There we go, JCB comes into contact with him, but won't be able to get the shot off. JC winning that engagement with the UMP, and that'll be 2 in a row for Enraged.
Yeah, and now UCGL being forced onto just a full eco now if they want to get those AWPs and buy up rifles, so there should be a clean-cut 3-0 for Enraged. Very little economical damage done across the board. Ryback, 1,500, less than desirable. And, we've also got JCB, 1,700, but I mean, overall, fairly strong economy still coming out from the T side. And that is going to serve them well as we do go into the rest of the game. This round should be fairly standard, just a mop-up of the UCGL players. So Hugo, just, as soon as this round's a little bit of a throwaway, your predictions for tonight's game?
As much as I want to see UCGL succeed, because I'm biased, although, I have friends in both teams, but I feel like UCGL, the fact that they weren't even able to qualify for this event, the fact that they've had 4 different lineups in the 4 different matches they played, and the fact that they only just 2-1 groups, whereas Enraged stormed through it with 2-0 with basically no fight from the opposing teams. I think Enraged are probably going to take this 2-0. What about you?
Yeah, no, I do agree. I think it's going to be a 2-0 scoreline, but Rev, you know, he doesn't care for our predictions, as with the USP, he does manage to drop JCB, but I mean, you know, only UMP to save into the next round, not really the weapon of choice, and that's even if he can save it, of course. You know, with 4 players still alive, he is going to get hunted down. Fletch here, look at how cautious they're being. They don't want to risk losing anything more than they have to, and that's not going to be happening today, as Fletch does drop Rev. And, you know, now we ought to be seeing a full buy coming out from UCGL, the first one of the half, an AWP on Rev. And a good bit of utility across the board. Waggle being the main support player by the looks of things, with lots of utility on him. It'll be interesting to see where he's going to be playing, along with Rev, with that AWP, as it doesn't like Rev's going to be a fast peek over on B, which, you know, will he be able to do any sort of damage? Doesn't look like it, as the bomb is all the way over A, along with the rest of the Enraged team. They are lining up smokes and flashes ready to execute onto this site, although it wouldn't surprise me if there's some sort of fake coming out, seeing as they don't have any forward players. But no, we're not going to see that. The smokes and everything do go in, and now it's going to be a standard A push here. They have got that smoke taking the test with, but if these smokes and flashes are good enough, that shouldn't be a problem. They are going to push through. Madsworth does find one to Ryder. Can he find a second on JCB? Yes, he can. Under with the return kill there. He's going to drop him, but it's a 3 versus 2 now as Fletch gets out onto the site. Does manage to drop Waggle with that UMP. Bomb's going to be going down, and now it's a 3 versus 3 here for the retake.
Yeah, Hall coming in here, but the flash will be right in his face, and he's going to have to move fast. Obviously, as the Molotov goes down in his way, and Spat also coming in, but not for long as Glenn drops him, and we're into a 2 versus 3 here. Hawk still trying to do some damage, will do so. Glenn will fall there, and that's all on Rev and Hawk, but the AWP is not suitable for this retake, and the bomb plant is going to be a default plant there, so Under not in a great position to hold that off. Oh, but Hawk, he's shutting down Fletch now. They should be able to get on this bomb. They will be doing so as Rev drops Under there at the end of the round, and UCGL actually picked that one up just by the skin of their teeth. Good retake by Hawk and Rev.
Yeah, I do feel like a lot of that was down to Madsworth right there, holding off the A main push on Forklift. Did manage to dodge those flashes, and sorry, I keep tripping over the word flashes.
Flaccid.
Yeah,
They were able to dodge their flaccid.
Yeah, he was able to dodge the flaccid.
Up in the semis.
Yeah, up in the semis, dodged the flaccids, and you know he did manage to pick up 2 kills there. Tiglets.
Twiglets, shut up, dude. I can't England.
Tiglets. Oh my god, they sound disgusting. They sound worse than Twiglets.
I just don't like Marmite, but I like Twiglets. I don't know if I like them.
I don't. Like, you just said you'll eat them.
I'll eat them, I won't pay for them. I'd never buy a pack of Twiglets. If I do, that's the point you should just euthanize me straight off the bat.
Exactly though, like, that in itself suggests that you don't like them.
No, but I mean I'll eat them. You know, it's like, let me think of an example.
I'm not even kidding. I think I would try something like dog, but I would never buy something like dog.
No, it's like mushrooms. Like, mushrooms I'll eat them, but I wouldn't, like, buy them, you know?
You're actually, like, just the worst human being.
Thank you, Harry.
Yeah, Ryback is going to be dead, though. 4 versus 5 here. Enraged, not in a very good situation. They do get 3 players out in the mid, and they only go for a vent push. Spat, though, preventing that B-side take, as he does manage to drop JCB, but through vents. Are they going to see this coming in time? They do fall back to site, and a lot of this is going to come down to Rev here, who's going to be watching that crossover. Fletch finds one onto Spat. That's going to open up the whole site. Bomb's going to get planted. 3 versus 4 now. And the rotate is coming in as Hawk drops Under in checkers. The bomb's going to be planted safe. We honestly Fletch and Glenn here trying to hold off this site. A little bit of a missed Molotov there is going to put Glenn in a really bad situation, and that's going to be Waggle and Hawk executing that perfectly, dropping both Fletch and Glenn and then getting this defused. And, you know, currently UCGL doing a lot better than I thought they would.
Good synergy there on that retake. Worked really well together as a team, and I actually didn't even think they had a chance of getting their round as Enraged got the nice entry onto the B site, but either way, good chance for UCGL to get back in, and they will be going for the buy-up as Enraged obviously getting the bomb down, doing the same thing now. It's been 2 in a row for the CTs, so Enraged are looking to turn that back on its head, but whether it's going to be doable with that in AWP, who knows. They do have a fair bit of utility. Mismatched Molotovs, you see Ryback and JCB are going to be picking them up, but by and large, not so much. But again, on the T side, it's not as needed as the CTs. We are actually seeing a double up here as well on both teams. Not on both teams, sorry, on CT side. But only 2 players towards the A site in a range. They're going to be converging onto this site. Waggle towards the back of Quirk, just holding it off, going for that shot, but Ryback's going to finish him. Ryback landing a double kill there as he gets onto the site. Masters and Waggle both dropped, and now 3 players remain for this retake. But Hawk He's going to do some damage with that Molotov. Drop in right back. Still has the AWP to utilise, and 2 AWPs on a retake and a 3v4. It's not looking good for them at all here in Spats. He's over towards CT Spawn, so I don't think they're even committing to this too much, but they're pushed so deep in the site. They can't back out now, surely, and Rev, he's going to drop Fletch, but I just... Spats so late on this retake. They're finally coming into the site, but... Is there really going to be enough time? Glint peeks out, does get that kill. Hawk will refrag there with a flashbang, helping himself get into the main area, but now Spat is alone. 1 versus 2. Bomb planted for main. There's 2 players just holding this off. There's going to be no chance for him. Should be able to grab that AWP on the way out and get away with the save. Nope, no scopes for him today. JCB finishing him off.
I'm really unclear what Spat was trying to do just then, and he had the smoke as well. He could have just smoked the bomb and tried to maybe stick the defuse, see what you could have done. But, you know, he wasn't there to assist his teammates and was, you know, really got caught out of position and then paid the price for it at the end, you know, losing not only his teammates' lives but also his own and not managing to save those AWPs into the next round. And as a result, you know, we do see the whole team being punished for that as they are now forced onto an eco.
That's quite unlucky there. Manswers will be picking up a bit of armour there to support his 5-7. Nice flash into A main to get some control already. Spat's going to be boosted up as well, so that's a bit of a early good positioning for him. But look at it, this Fletch has actually spotted him out over the top there. We'll get that headshot to drop him, and that will be already the advantage for Enraged. Really good play from Enraged. They just seem to be fully aware of what UCGL are trying to do. Boosting that player up to be ready for the boost is just such a clever play that a lot of teams don't usually think of. Just being aware of the other team being on eco, thinking that, yeah, guys, they smoke mid, they're most likely going to try and boost someone over, and having the player right there in position to defend that is a really good play. And Waggle, he's going to be alone over on the A site. As Enraged, they make their way up on towards it. He's already picked up 1 kill, but no armor is going to mean he will be falling very shortly. Glint getting that kill onto him, and now Enraged taking 5-2 scoreline here on this T side.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they did have a very formidable couple of rounds, but now on their back foot once again. UCGL struggling as they do manage to get a bye together, and it's all going to come down to this. I mean, if they lose this round, they will be once again onto an eco. Maybe even a double eco. I think a double eco if they lose this round. So, not looking too good for them, but Rev opens up the round wonderfully with a really nice opening kill onto Under. God, that was hard to say. And, I'm seeing a double boost coming out here on the A site up on top of those boost boxes. Now Hawk should be good just to leave the site, leave these 2 players up here to hold this off. Now the only issue is just then they were shooting, so they are going to be aware that they're up here as Manswers does fall off, and you know, now Ryback coming through squeaky. Suddenly the A site isn't looking very secure because I think Manswers maybe fell off that boost just then.
But Waggle's
good flash
up there.
though. Nice effect onto Fletch. And yeah, Waggle is up there, but still, I mean, it's just a question of, I think the point is Manswers jumps down and then they think that there's no one up there now. But I'm not sure if, I mean, it is looking like maybe they've fallen for that.
Might definitely work. I think it would be interesting to see. And Waggle is going to be spotted out by Fletch. We'll still get the kill. Flash comes in. JCB gets that trade kill. Manswers is still alive on the site though with Hawk. Meanwhile, he's picking up frags onto JCB, and Manswers will finish it off with a nice shot there onto Glenn, securing the round for UCGL.
Yeah, I mean, the issue with a spot like that is how that was kind of played just then is when you're boosted up there, you don't want to be open firing on the first person who comes in. You kind of want to wait if you can. I mean, that's the issue, is if they know you're up there, you're in a spot where the best case scenario you can get is really like a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, if they don't, then it's a really good position because you know that they're going to walk out. You can just let them walk out and then open fire on them as they kind of take position on the site. But regardless, I mean, I don't like it because it's a kind of all or nothing spot.
Right back, what a shot. Yeah, but the 1-for-1 trade, it favours the T's, which is the issue there for UCGL boosting a player up there. Of course, they do get spotted, as you said, so it's always better going unnoticed in that position. But already the first kill and the refrag has been established here by both teams. Glint is going to be picking off one onto Hawk, but Waggle actually pushed rather deep inside A main, so that's going to be good if Enraged do decide to go towards this A side, but the rotation is looking like it's going towards B. Ryback still looking over towards A, and Waggle should be able to hold this off with good effectiveness. But the rest of the team just getting ready to burst out onto the B site here. Only Rev holding this off with an AWP. Ryback will make his way out onto the A side. Waggle still is yet to check this spot, and both of them are just completely in the open. Neither of them looking at the area, and we're going to see the full B rush come underway. Rev holds it down with a nice kill onto Glim, but the smoke does come through, and he will go for the second shot, but not managing to land anything through the smoke there. Meanwhile, bomb getting planted for main. Ryback needs to hurry up and get this rotation going, but Waggle still hasn't cleared out his spot, which is going to be such a deficit for UCGL, and Rev and Waggle are left alone in a 2 versus 3.
Retaking in a 2 versus 3 is not the situation you want to be in. And Fletch making it that much more impossible now for Rev as he does put it into a 1 versus 3 here. And Rev just looking to save that AVP, take it into the next round. And that is indeed what he's going to be doing as he does fall back from the side. It's going to take it to 3-6. And Enraged now getting a very comfortable lead over UCGL. Just breaking away slowly but surely. Looking to extend that lead even more as well in these next rounds, as we should see. You know, maybe an eco, maybe a force spike coming out from UCGL. I mean, you know, they could force up behind that AWP, which they might be doing.
I always wonder, Harry, because they cost you a fair bit. When you say AVP, is it a joke or is it serious?
What, AVP? Well, it's just because everyone says, like, all the Russians say AVP.
Yeah, no, I was wondering, is it because of the matchmaking? Is it because of your pugs?
And, like, I don't know, it's just gotten to the point where everyone I know calls it an AVP.
Oh, okay.
So, just call it an AVP. And I know it's an AWP or an AWP. But still, yeah.
You're going to get roasted for that, though, one day.
Or you call it an AWP.
Please don't ever say that ever again in your whole life. Yeah,
no, but looking at UCGL, they do some weird little kind of buy with Manswa's. Oh, my voice just cracked. Jesus. Let's never talk about that ever again.
I'll take over, Harry, don't worry. I'll take over.
Yeah. So I'm quickly becoming a man as opposed to a boy. So give me a minute.
Harry's only 13 for those
drop
wondering.
on their own. Yeah,
Harry's only 13 for those wondering.
My 13th birthday was on the 24th of March this year. Anyway, Rev does manage to take down Ryback, putting that up to good use, and now Mans was hiding back here on that site with the 5-7. That Molotov just missing him. Are they going to be able to check this and know that he's there? I mean, he can use the smoke to his advantage. Can he find the kill? Onto JCB, and that bomb does just get planted in time. Mans was coming a little bit faster. Can he make it 2? He does make it 2 on the Fletch. And now it's Under and Glenn here on the retake. No, it's not on the retake, sorry, on the defense. Mans was the only man alive left on the site, and that bomb timer is ticking with no defuse kit. He's got to do something, and he's got to do it fast.
Not sure why we stayed in the upper area for so long, knowing it's going to be clear, but either way, Under's going to finish them off there with a nice AWP shot, and Enraged, they take 7-3, so really good lead here on the T side, on the less favoured side, and we are going to see UCGL going for the buy, of course. Full rifles coming up. I can imagine Mazos could actually get an AWP if he bought body armor as well, and he will be doing that actually. Hawk just going for the 5-7 here, so maybe a bit of a mismatch. You usually see the AWP over on Rev, so if Mansos and Rev swap weapons, that made more sense, but either way, maybe he's confident. And again, you know, the lack of utility is going to want to go on the AWP player over the rifle player, of course, so that's fair enough, I guess, and Mansos just going to be holding off towards A as we see these terrorists aggress. Ryback dropping that smoke out, and they're going to be, oh no, could they be doing the LG strat, trying to push out with this smoke, and it's working out pretty well. Lancers won't be able to hold it meanwhile, and they're going to take complete control of the site. Under doing some great entering there, picking up 2 kills as Ryback drops the AWP player as well for UCGL. So 2 players left on the UCGL for the retake, and it's not looking bright for them.
Yeah, no, not at all. They might just be looking in their best interest to go ahead and save these guns. That is what's going to be happening here, is Spat and Rev falling back 2 versus 5. Not the situation you want to be in, especially when you're up against a very, very hungry and angry Enraged eSports.
Of course. Oh, but JC trying to get these exits onto the lead side, won't be able to do so. Rev's going to shut him down. Now 2 players remain for UCGL, but Spat's going to want to capitalise on what he just did and take out Fletch as well. So this is a good save, at least from UCGL. They're getting some economical damage on the Spat. He's going to finish off the last kill onto Glenn there.
Yes, as we do go into the next round, you know, we are going to see Spat. He did manage to save that M4, but that is going to be the extent of it. We will be seeing a pistol boy coming out from UCGL. 3-8 is the current scoreline. Of course, this map leaning slightly towards the CT side. You would expect UCGL to have a few more rounds. But as things stand, Enraged are emerging victorious indeed, and it does seem like the steam train is just going to keep on a rolling. I meant to say steamroller, not steam train. You know, steam trains, they roll too, and they're pretty unstoppable. Like, Hugo, you try stopping a steam train before you laugh at me.
That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
You could just drive off a bridge like in Back to the Future. That would probably stop it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you as a man, I don't know what you'd do. JCB does find a kill onto Waggle, and now it's going to be a 4 versus 5 here. They've got those PT-50s in the M4, but that's really all they've got. And Glenn finding another one in mid. Taking it down to a 3 versus 5 here. Mans was maybe managing to pick one up there. Yes, he does. That's me Ryback going down, and now they have an AK that they can save and take into the next round, which is looking like they're going to be wanting to do. Hawk also opting to save this P250. I mean, I would like Mansworth to get the hell out of there and stop holding this angle when he's got a gun and Hawk doesn't. You could swap these players out and have Hawk come hold this aggressive location, or just go save the gun. I don't mind, but just like commit to the save. Anyway, Hawk here with the P250 going for some exit frags, trying to do what little damage you can, maybe trying to make a few players die and go down with the bomb. But all of it is just a bit of consolidation, because they will not be securing this round.
We've actually been given some behind the scenes info on why Rev died first in the round. It's actually been announced that Rev once had a fist fight with Pingo and he lost. So that's obviously to do with, you know, his dying in the first few seconds of the round there. Must be weak, clearly, if he lost the fist fight to Pingo.
I don't.
Azubi
Yep.
chat.
Alright.
No. Anyway, kicking off the 13th round, Enraged, they do have an AWP on their T side, of course. They've built up a fairly respectable bank here on the Terror side, so they've got a fair bit of money to work with, at least 5k up and under, and JCB's nearing that mark as well, but CT's obviously struggling a little bit more. They have been on and off with the rounds, losing the previous 4. And look at this again, the double boost going up towards A. We've got Mansworth up there as well as Waggle, so they're going to be getting all the players up. And this is going to be quite interesting indeed, see if they can make something work with this. 4 players towards the A site. Ryback, he's going to be dropping Hawk. But that Molotov from Mansworth just dropping straight onto Ryback will give away all the information they need. And oh, Mansworth's going to be playing this perfectly. See, the thing is, if Mansworth gets taken down here, or that he gets spotted out and they try and kill him, you know, Waggle's going to be completely unsuspected here. They're not going to know he's here in this position, so it's going to be a pretty good play from the CT side of Mansworth. He's going to pick up the one on Fletch, actually drop down there. They will catch that. Shutting Squeaky as well. He gets away with that. And Waggle over in mid. He's going to give his position away, dropping Glyn, and they know he's there now. As Unda works his way up towards Highway and takes down Waggle. And Mansworth is still doing some work over towards the A site. Rev quickly rotating in because the last 2 players of the CT side are low, but Unda, it's going to be no chance for Rev. He lost to Pingu, but he can beat Under as he takes him down over in the middle. And UCGL finally get back on the board with the round.
Yeah, no, they did need it desperate. That's going to take them to 4-9 now. But I mean, Enraged so far ahead, you know, a buy not too far out of the question for them. They are going to have enough money to buy next round if UCGL can get another round on the board. That would take them to 9-6, and suddenly, you know, that's quite a 9-5. That's quite a repeatable scoreline, and with the potential to take it to 9-6, seeing as you would force Enraged onto an eco. But, you know, it does also pose a threat to UCGL, seeing as their economy could easily be reset in a situation like this. Linda going to be peeking mid with this AWP, and will he be able to find Hawk? He's just going to be watching mid, nice and passive with that M4, watching for any aggression, not peeking out too far. Most of the Enraged players over towards the A site. Raybeck finding one onto Mansworth is going to take him down. That's going to put it into a 4 versus 5 and just make this A site a little bit weaker. We are seeing a rotate coming in as Hawk from mid comes up towards the A site. And Enraged now doubling back, getting this bomb. Looking like they're going to do some sort of mid take, play for mid control, and then fan out from there. They do have a 1-man advantage as well, so they don't need to do anything too crazy just yet.
Definitely not, but Spat's going to be getting aggressive towards me main, dropping JCB, and that's the refrag that they needed. He's not going to get any more aggressive after that. They've got the 4v4 now, and Enraged are going to work their way onto the board to B site here, so they've got to hold this off pretty effectively. Red, AWP in play, he does peek out, gets the shot onto Fletch, down to 37 HP, but finally Spat's going to finish him off and get the revenge. Picks up a double kill as well, so he's doing some serious work over towards this B site. And now Under and Ryback, they remain. Oh, finally Ryback, great shot, will drop Rev there, and now leaving just Spat alone on the side. Molotov forcing him out of position, but Ryback will still punish him there for that peak, and shuts down Spat now alone in a 1v2, but again, no bomb control of course, and Waggle's going to be holding off quite effectively. We'll finish off that round with a nice kill onto Ryback and secure it for UCGL, and as you said, forcing Enraged into an eco or a force buy of course. No bomb plant as well, means they don't have the $800 cash injection, and they're only down on $200, or $2,000.
Yeah, no, I know. That will force them onto Tech9's armor and all the utility they can buy. They're going to take these, they're going to take some aggression as well. And it looks like they're going to steamroll the A site as they do start to charge on in. We're going to wait for this smoke to pop as it does go into A main. And 2 players over towards Squeaky, one with the bomb. He's probably going to be lining up smokes. That's going to be Glyn playing the support role. A good nade does get under and Fletch down low. Flashes and smokes coming in. They do land, and now the push is on as they do go out to the site with these techs. Using them in close range. Waggle and Mansworth though here to hold the push, and the rotate's already in. Matt Waggle finding 2. Can he make it 3? A spat gets one onto Under. Now it's going to fall into Glenn. He's going to be falling back with that bomb. And that's going to be Rev there to stop that. And he's going to go down. That's going to take it to 9-6.
Good haul for both teams, I think. You know, Enraged obviously with the favourites coming into this best of 3, so them taking 9 rounds on the least favoured side isn't too far-fetched. UCGL, on the other hand, they need to seriously pick up this pistol, and they need to establish a steady economy coming into this T side very early on if they want to have any chance to come back into this. It will be a difficult difficult half, I'm sure, but it isn't completely over for UCGL. Thank God they picked up those last 3 rounds, though.
Yeah, no, definitely. They did need them in order to stand any chance of coming back against Enraged now, as they do go onto the CT side with a 3-round advantage, meaning that even if UCGL get the pistol round, they only just make it equal. And you know, that's quite important, given that it is quite hard to get the pistol round on the T side. We're going to be seeing a very, very heavy mid play coming out here from Enraged. Interesting strategy. No players over towards the A site. Going very heavy aggression on mid. A great shot there by Glenn to open things up, putting into a 4 versus 5 here as the B push does begin. It is all going to be down to JCB. It's going to be here on the site, but the rotate's already inbound, as they do know. They've got the information that it's going to be here. JCB finding 1, finding 2, finding... oh, sorry, it's going to be Under who gets the 3rd. And now Ryback. Dropped by Rev, and then Rev does get taken out by JCB. So that was 3 round for JCB. A wonderful hold there from him. Just hiding in that corner, playing it perfectly, and an amazing opening kill as well coming out there from Glenn in mid. That was just really well played, and quite a weird and wacky strat that Enraged did there, and it did benefit them greatly. Now we're going to be seeing a much more standard 1-2-2 kind of setup coming out. 2 players over on the B site, 2 players holding mid. That's going to be UMPs roaring through the smoke as Ender and JCB pick up 2, and Glenn finds 2 of his own. Now it's winning down to Hawk with just a Glock beside him. It's not looking good for him, and then Glenn completes the hat trick. I stumbled over like 900 words just then. I didn't even know what's happening. I've taken like a double doses of horse tranquilizers or something before doing this. Jesus. My mouth just isn't permitting it today.
It's all good, Harry. It's all good.
Yeah, no. But yeah, no, UCGL with no plant. That is going to see them now. Just ecoing once again. Another throwaway round. It's putting it over 6-12. And Molly's going to do a good bit of damage. And as a matter of fact, it's going to get Rev down to 4 HP. Maybe a little bit of an error there to try to jump through it.
Some nice nade usage from the CT side. As you can see, already very low players here on the Terror side. And another nade would be truly useful. But Under is, alas, over towards A main. And Glenn, look at this position from him. He's pushed all the way up into the T-spawn area. We'll spot our first player. Rev is going to fall, and JCB will get dropped by Spat, who's still alive over in middle. Will finally be dropped by Ryback and Enraged. 12-6, and finally we'll see the buy run coming up from UCGL. But basically nothing. 1 kill in the last 2 rounds from the Terror side. Again, really not a lot of commitment or buying. But regardless, here comes their full buy. Here comes where it pays off for the ecos of the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, no, I mean, choosing and opting not to get any sort of armor or whatever has definitely meant that they have plenty more money to get that utility. Rev as well with that AWP is going to open things up wonderfully. Getting that kill onto the aggressively peeking Under. Does get taken out of 20 HP himself, but it does put the man advantage in the way of UCGL, which is a very, very good fighting chance at them to secure their 7th round.
Definitely so. We will, of course, see a potential A main push as we see 2 players making their way up. JCB actually getting very close and aggressive, and a flash comes out from his teammate, but no one's going to be holding the angle, and Rev instead shuts him down for that push. And JCB, he's going to fall to the dirt as we're into a 5 versus 3 flank coming out from Ryback up towards A. But right now Fletch is alone on the A site. He needs a bit of support, but Glenn, he's over in Z over there. What's he doing? Finally needs to get this rotation on, but he's still over towards B site. They don't know it's an A push despite the smoke and the constant footsteps. Nice boost up onto the site from Mansworth, and he will find Fletch, leaving just Glenn. But he's going to go for the good option. That's going to be the save here. If he can get away with it, that's another story. Imagine UCGL won't allow him to save this rival. But again, their economy isn't too good actually, so they might not be going for the chase here. Maybe send 1 or 2 players off max, but you know, they don't want to risk too much money in going for the chase. And 2 of their players being extremely low also hints towards that not happening at all. And I think Glenn should be able to get away with the save here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think UCGL are in a position where they want to be chasing too much. And, you know, Hawk potentially could find him, but when he breaks that vent, Glenn is going to have such an advantage in terms of either just running away or knowing where to aim, and Hawk's going to risk going down here. Glenn's just going to play the passive angle. They're not looking to take any sort of engagement. And that will be the 7th round for UCGL on the board. Glenn does manage to save that M4. And of course that will mean that a buy can come out for Enraged. They were at 3 rounds ahead anyway, with all 5 players surviving. I'm pretty sure every single round, sorry, all but 2. And on those rounds it was 4, so you know, that's no biggie. And that does manage to buy an AWP as well, so he's going to be trying to out-AWP Rev once again. And last time Rev did get the better of him, but this time we're going to see Under playing over towards mid, playing a very, very aggressive spot up here on Sugar Cube, just looking at that boost spot, waiting patiently. Ryback finds one over on B. That's going to be Hawk going down straight away. It's a 4 versus 5 now in favour of Enraged.
UCGL down a man on the round they really, really need right now. This, of course, would force Enraged into an eco, so it's very influential that they do pick up this round. Right now, of course, not going in their favour. Rev is looking to change that though as he works his way up towards the A site here. Under is going to be holding off towards the back with the AWP, so again, this peak would be pretty upsetting if he went for it. Of course, that could allow him to just get completely shut down and again make an even bigger advantage for the CT side here. And Spat, he's going to equalise things, take one out of mid there. Counter nade comes in, but it's not going to be in a good position as Fletch misses that nade, allowing Spat to keep all of his health. But Rev actually committing to this peak, and this could be very risky indeed. Under it's over towards quad. Currently, he's only holding towards middle, so it's going to allow Rev to push up, but going for that peak, hits the shot, but not full damage going onto it. There's only 75 there onto Rev. Re-peaks, but he's not going to land anything else. Molotov will finally come into place, so that's going to drop Rev now. We're into a 2v4 now as Waggle turns it all around with Spat now. 2v2 as they make their way onto the site. Glyn gets tagged up through the smoke. He's down to 16 and no nades left on the CT side apart from a flash and the Molotov here. You've got to hurry up and utilise that. Good Molly's going to force Spat out of position, but he's going to be ready for it. Shuts down Glyn, leaving just Ryback. In a 1 versus 2 situation, he's got to come in fast, so Bomb is ticking away, and he does have a kit to work with, of course. But his flash is not doing very well for him as he finally pushes towards quad. P5 goes out, gets the dink, hits the shot onto Waggle. It's all on Spat now, over towards A main, and Ryback. The Molotov's going to run out. He should be able to stick this. There's no way he's going to realise it. But Spat going to be going for the chase here, and Ryback finally committing to this defuse, and oh my god, is he going to get it? He only has 2 seconds left. He can actually commit to it. Oh no, Spat's going to shut him down. And that'll be the round to UCGL in half a second left on that defuse. I don't understand in those positions where you don't just drop a flash. Ryback had 2 flashes to work with. He could have just right-clicked the flash and that would have been round 1. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe he was just trying to do it like quietly on the sly, hoping that they didn't know he was doing it. But still, as you heard the footsteps getting closer, you think you would have dropped the flash. It was similar to earlier as well. One of the players had a smoke grenade. He didn't bother dropping the smoke grenade. Like, I don't know, the fact that you can underarm drop grenades whenever you're doing stuff like that literally is a ninja diffuser's paradise. And so, you know, I'm not sure why they don't utilize
I just don't see, I just don't understand. People never do it in ninja diffusers. They smoke the bomb, they jump in, they have like a flash left. It's just like, you can't lose from dropping the flash. It can't hurt you in any way. If you're committing to the ninja diffuse, a flash is not going to affect you. You may as well drop it. It could help. And of course, in the 1 versus 1 where it's not going to affect any teammates, and you're in a position, because obviously you only had half a second left on that defuse, so even if the flash didn't work and Spat did a 180 and looked away, that would have been half a second extra for Ryback to get that defuse. So really, almost throwing away the round there in a position where, you know, he could have just dropped a flash and won it, you know, almost guaranteed there.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you there, Hugo.
But apparently we have had one player with some internet issues. Fletch is just timed out there, so obviously DDoS, people want some skins. So we will be waiting for him to reconnect to the server, and we will be getting back on with this game, of course. There we go, he's back in. But obviously Enraged just working out what they want to do on this eco, piling up a strategy and sorting out their buys before we go back into this game. here we go, going back into the match. Look at this, UCGL just opting to go for a very fast-paced mid-take here. No CTs to defend it, actually, so this is a pretty good take right now. But no defense coming out. They should be able to converge onto a site if need be. We do have, obviously, 3 players over towards B. What is this stack over towards B, though? Look at this, Harry. I'm outstanding.
And really interesting there. It's like a modern art piece by Enraged. I'm not sure. Like,
I like this set. I like it.
I do.
I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, because as someone goes round, like, you know, they're certainly gonna kill the first person at least. And even if you send 2 people around, you know, you can only shoot at 2 of the people at once. So I guess it's, you know, it's a pretty cool idea, really.
this will be interesting. I think the only thing that's going to counter this is flashes, or if they cross to checkers, and we're going to finally see it come underway. JC going to be going for that first shot. Right back hits it, the Rev will drop Glyn, and it's not as good as we hoped, but they did a bit of damage. I think on a buy round that would be far more interesting. You know the crazy stuff that people do on ecos? The crazy stuff that people do on ecos, thinking it's a throwaway round, go for it. I want to see some of that stuff on buy rounds. You never see it, and sometimes it works on ecos, and you just think surely on a buy round that would work. You know, 3 rifles, 3 armored players. I know it's not optimal, but why not take a risk, especially on some kind of quasi buy or something? You know, why just do it on the eco and no armor? If you have armor and a rifle in that, it's definitely potential to do something.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do agree with you there. Ryback just looking to save this AK that they managed to pick up, but it's not going to go that way if Maswas can do anything about it. That's going to be 9-12. UCGL posing a very, very competent scoreline here, which I think is much to mine and Hugo's surprise. We thought this would be a... You know, we had a little discussion before the game, you know, evaluating what was going on, and Hugo said as much as he wanted UCGL to, you know, to do good and post a good score, you know, them being the underdog, they are still the underdog. Like, you know, we both said that Enraged would have a really clear-cut victory. And 9-12 currently, and you know, with the potential now to get a 10-12 as Waggle opening things up in mid, you know, UCGL doing above and beyond what we originally thought they would do.
Yeah, they're definitely showing up more than anticipated at least, and again, this is only the first map, this is their map pick, so you know, it's just going to go to show what happens on Cobble, because Enraged, obviously, they've had some fairly decent maps on Cobble. I think we've seen them play it already this event. They did quite well, so UCGL not one for Cobble, I'm aware.
Yeah, that is very, very true. Still, though, despite being their map pick, I mean, yeah, 9-12 up against Enraged, who have been so strong in this competition, is still a very, very good score, and I'm pretty sure we've seen Enraged play on Cash, and they did extremely well on there as well. As a matter of fact, yeah, they played up against, I can't remember who they played on Cash, but still, we have seen them do well on Cash. We've seen both of these teams do well on Cash so far. Yeah.
They tore apart Function at 16-4 on this map.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Function was on Inferno.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. But still, regardless, you know, regardless of who they played, both teams have been good on this map. So, you know, 9-13, you know, the gap growing ever so slightly smaller, 1 round at a time. But Enraged finally do get that first round on the board once again in 3 rounds. So that's going to take it to 9-13 here, and we're going to be seeing a full buy coming out from both teams. Now it's just a question of can Fletch over here hold off the incoming A push? Is one man all by himself. Everyone else kind of situated more over towards B, which might be a little bit of a positional error coming out here from Enraged. Only Under really within rotating distance. I mean, Ryback does switch over to the site. They do boost up into mid, which could be huge here as Under does get boosted up. He might be able to catch one of the rotating UCGL players off guard as Hawk does check the angle, but he's going to be pushing into a main now. If Under goes over here, he could come in from behind and he could go huge. God, that sounded like an innuendo, but it wasn't meant to. It is looking like it's going to be an A push because they've literally got all their resources, all their eggs are in one basket right now. This is the definition of it. Flash is coming out, Molotov's going in, the rotate comes in from Enraged here. And that's it, they're pushing through these Molotovs. Good damage already. Under and JCB mopping things up. Ryback does get taken out, and then JCB, and now it's going to be a 2 versus 2 here. Rev only on 7 HP. Waggle as well on 86. Under coming in from behind, and Glyn, an extremely slow rotate from the B site. You could easily catch them both off guard now, but Under doesn't need his help as he does manage to mop up both of those kills. That's me, Waggle and Rev going down. That's 9-14 now in favour of Enraged.
Really good round by Under there. Nice double kill to finish that off. And of course, one off match point right now as we do see UCGL trying to put together a buy. But look at this, full mid aggression once again. They're just going to be pushing all the way out, no holds barred. Working their way up into highway. Under's going to be right there to shut this down though. Double up obviously on the CT side right now. We see Glenn and Under on that. Gotta go TV lag, but either way we miss a kill, or miss a few kills. Under and JCB both chiming in on the CT side. Waggle, Spat will be doing some work over on the T side, and it's all down to Spat now. 1 versus 2. No HP really to work with. Does a lot of damage, so a bit of potential. Comes out onto Glim, but oh, he's going to be shut down. Does so much to both players. Look at their HP, Harry. Both were below 15 HP. But Enraged still take the round 15-9.
Yeah, 15-9. You know, the best that now UCGL can hope for is going to be overtime. And with the buy being the way it is looking like this map should go the way of Enraged, although a lot of aggression coming out towards the A site might catch Enraged off guard. There is only JCB and Fletch here to hold off at Fletch, pushing through Squeaky. Hyper-aggressive does find that first kill on a Mantis. Now they have him to deal with, and he manages to mop up 2. Under does take 1 for himself as well. Fletch finds 3, nearly making it 4 there. Hawk managing to drop him, but still 3 kills when all you have is a 5-7. He literally was just as geared up as all of the UCGL team was, and he still managed to find 3 whole kills, and you know that's more than UCLG managed to get this round full stop. UCGL, sorry, I keep saying that wrong.
But either way, Hawk is going to be alone, of course. So lots to do, and not much chance to do anything really. I just don't see anything happening. Nice smoke there, just pop open the door, but right back is going to be in position to finish him off, and that's going to be the map. 16-9 there for Enraged eSports. They take that very convincingly. UCGL did put up a lot more of a fight than we assumed. We went into this, of course, as you mentioned a couple of rounds ago, with UCGL, you know, being a complete underdog, not even qualifying for this event, having to be invited because UFrag dropped out, and you know, they just picked up 9 rounds against, you know, what I would personally say is the best team in the whole event, aside from Malik. Above Malik, sorry. Yeah, I didn't even word that right. But Enraged, I think, you know, best team in the event. Malik probably second best. And UCGL, you know, they're up into the semi-finals. And they're picking up 9 rounds, you know, on the first map of the best of 3. So, potential for them, obviously, the second map is going to be Cobble, which is going to favour Enraged a lot. Enraged are a fairly decent Cobble team, so UCGL definitely got to watch out for that. And I think it's more likely to be a 2-0 at this point. But still, there's always potential for UCGL, and definitely don't count them out in this situation.